joining me in the Listen Up Girl podcast. Before I get started in today's news, I wanted to ask if you could please go to the description of this podcast and click on the audience survey link. This survey takes less than 10 minutes and it helps me understand who you, my audience, is and what is working with my podcast, this one and my other podcast, Everything and Anything and a Bit Gay. But let's get into today's news roundup, where I'm bringing you stories shaping politics, culture, health, and community conversations that are happening right now. In today's episode, it's a heated and deeply personal clash between Elon Musk and California Governor Gavin Newsom, a disturbing case involving a staged kidnapping under the guise of online safety, moments of levity and cultural conversation from Frankie Grande, growing concerns around public health, and powerful reflections from figures like Rosie O'Donnell and Jason Collins. So let's get into it. Elon Musk escalates feud with Gavin Newsom over trans rights and his daughter. Elon Musk has escalated his public feud with California Governor Gavin Newsom after Newsom's social media team referenced Musk's strained relationship with his transgender daughter. The comment, "We're sorry your daughter hates you, Elon," came after Newsom's remark supporting trans rights resurfaced online. Musk responded with a post that dead-named and misgendered his daughter, Vivian Jenna Wilson, and repeated his claim that her transgender identity is a result of what he calls woke mind virus. He described her identity as a tragic mental illness, language that advocacy groups have widely condemned as harmful and stigmatizing. The exchange followed a viral clip from the New York Times featuring Newsom defending California's record on trans-inclusive legislation. While Newsom has taken controversial positions on trans participation in sports, he emphasized his broader record, saying no governor has signed more trans bills legislation than he has. America PAC, a political action committee founded by Musk, attempted to criticize Newsom by reposting the clip, but Newsom's press office simply replied, "Correct," followed by the pointed remark at Musk. Vivian Jenna Wilson, who had publicly distanced herself from her father and taken her mother's last name, appeared to respond indirectly on Threads, criticizing cowardly men who talk about her without addressing her directly. Advocates note that Musk's comments recycle debunked theories such as social condemnation and rapid onset gender dysphoria, narratives long rejected by major medical organizations. Next story is mother arrested after allegedly staging kidnapping of disabled daughter. A former Arkansas Library Board chair who previously pushed for banning LGBTQ plus books has been arrested after allegedly plotting the kidnapping of her own daughter as a scare tactic to teach online safety. Tammy Hamby and 3 others who have been charged with conspiracy to commit kidnapping after authorities say Hamby orchestrated the incident involving her 22-year-old daughter, Jamie, who has a developmental disability. According to police, Hamby recruited 2 men and her daughter's in-home nursing assistant to pose as representatives of the country singer Luke Bryan, a person Jamie has been communicating with online. The men allegedly lured Jamie from her home, drove her to a field, zip-tied her to a tree, and left her there while Hamby watched from a distance. Jamie ultimately escaped on her own and called 911. Responding officers reported that she was terrified, clinging to a teddy bear, and believed her life was in danger. Hamby claims she intended to rescue her daughter, but authorities say the plan crossed into criminal conduct. The case has reignited concerns about how fear-based approaches to online safety can lead to abuse, particularly for disabled individuals. Next, Frankie Grande pushes back against sex shaming in queer culture. Frankie Grande sparked laughter and conversation during a recent episode of Holding Space with Tracy Gilchrist, while he addressed stigma around sexual roles in queer communities. "Why are we shaming power bottoms?" Grande asked. "You tops need them. We serve a purpose in the community. It's in the name, power. The moment resonated online, with many applauding Grande for challenging internalized shame and prompting sex-positive conversations within LGBTQ plus spaces. Next story is, what is Fujoshi and why is everybody talking about it? The term Fujoshi, which originated in Japan, is gaining renewed attention online. It refers to women who are fans of media focused on gay male relationships, commonly known as boys love or BL. When queer-centered shows gaining mainstream traction, discussions around fandom, representation, and who queer stories are for have resurfaced. While some celebrate the increased visibility, others emphasize the importance of centering queer voices and experiences with these narratives. So apparently the show Heated Rivalry, which is a queer love story, has a lot of these women that are cheering on this show, which good for them. Next story is Nancy Mace blames trans people for airport outburst. Congresswoman Nancy Mace is facing backlash again after appearing to blame transgender people for a public meltdown at an airport. Critics say her remarks once again weaponized trans identities to deflect personal accountability, continuing a pattern of inflammatory rhetoric that targets an already marginalized community. Our next story is Graham Linehan reportedly developing transphobic video game. Former television writer Graham Linehan has revealed he is working on a video game described as both transphobic and ableist. According to The Observer, the game features a narrative centered on punishing a trans character using offensive stereotypes. Has once known for his successful British comedies, has been increasingly isolated within the entertainment industry due to his anti-trans activism. LGBTQ plus advocates have condemned the project, warning about normalization of dehumanizing narratives in interactive media. Next, Rosie O'Donnell reflects on her life after leaving the United States. Comedian Rosie O'Donnell, who I love, says she's thriving after relocating to Ireland earlier this year, seeking peace and distance from American political turmoil, particularly her decades-long feud with Donald Trump. O'Donnell now lives in a Georgian farmhouse near Dublin. She describes enjoying anonymity, quiet pub visits, and watching her non-binary child thrive. While Trump still looms in her thoughts, O'Donnell says therapy and distance have helped reclaim joy and stability. Good for you, Rosie. Just pretend he doesn't exist. Next, new mpox strain identified in England. Health officials in the UK have identified a rare strain of mpox in a traveler returning from Asia. The strain combines genetic material from two known clades, including one associated with more severe illness. Experts say there is no intimate cause for alarm, but vigilance remains critical. A doctor emphasized the importance of a strong health surveillance systems to detect and respond to evolving viruses. And our last story is sad that Jason Collins reveals stage 4 brain cancer diagnosis. So Jason Collins, the first openly gay NBA player, has revealed that he has been diagnosed with stage 4 glioblastoma, one of the most deadliest forms of brain cancer. In an essay for ESPN, Collins reflected on resilience, comparing his cancer battle to courage it took to come out publicly during his career. He says he is committed to fighting the disease with everything he has. So those are the stories shaping our community today, from politics and public health to culture and courage. Thank you for listening. If you value LGBTQ-centered journalism, be sure to subscribe, share, and support independent queer media. I'm your host, Randles-Friedman. Thanks for listening, and check back later this week for more LGBTQ plus news.